Welcome back, everybody. With this pandemic, a lot of people have felt the pinch, economically speaking, and nowhere else have we felt that than with the price of our food as well. Everybody's trying to make every dollar stretch, especially in the kitchen. So we need help. We need help to make meals go that extra mile. And who else better to help us than the domestic geek herself, Sara Lynn Cauchon. Great to see you this way.
Hi, ladies. So nice to see you virtually.
Sara Lynn, we missed you and I miss your food, and I can see some of your food right now. Where are you?
So I'm in my home kitchen. I feel really, really fortunate that over the last couple of weeks, I've been able to hunker down with my husband Greg and my daughter Elle, and we've been practicing our social distancing to help out our frontline workers and keep them safe and sound. But I do have tons of food here, Lainey, for you, and I'm sorry that you won't be able to taste it today. That's always the saddest part about this, but I promise you, it will not go to it will not go to waste.
It will be worth the wait. We know for sure. What is one of your tips, particularly with dinner, which is maybe where people are would normally spend the most amount of money? How do we cut costs there?
Absolutely. So, where people are spending a ton of dough on their grocery bill is actually dinner. Dinner is both the largest and most expensive meal of the day. So, if you can trim that down, then you're in really good shape. The problem is we sort of have to redefine what dinner looks like. A lot of us think of dinner as, a piece of meat with a couple sides, and that's where things get pricey. If you think of dinner as, a bowl of pasta, a bowl of soup, a grilled cheese, then things get a lot more affordable. I also always
Mhm.
recommend trying to have breakfast for dinner at least once or twice a week. That's what we do in our house. Breakfast is, of course, one of the cheapest meals that you eat in a day. It also happens to be one of the most delicious. So anything with eggs is going to be a great bet at dinner. Today, I have made for you guys a delicious mushroom and spinach frittata. Super simple. You're sauteing some mushrooms, some spinach, a little bit of garlic, and then you've got your eggs with just a splash of milk. This comes together in about 15 minutes or so. So it's on the table in no time, and the whole family will love it. Really, really flavorful, but of course, very inexpensive.
Okay, done. That is what I'm making on Sunday. I always cook according to your recipes. But you also say that one way to cut back is to reduce the meat, right?
Absolutely, absolutely. So if you look at your grocery bill, you'll probably notice that meat is where you are spending the most. In fact, the cost of ground beef alone has gone up by 50% in the last 10 years. So the more meatless meals you can include in your diet, the cheaper your grocery bill is going to be. And I love doing that with this amazing rice and beans dish. So what I love about this dish is not only is it completely meatless, but the best part is it uses pantry staples that you probably already have on hand. So rice, some canned chickpeas. You could use dried if you wanted to, but I always forget to soak them overnight. So canned it is. I've got some diced tomatoes here as well as some broth. And it's really as simple as just simmering all of those until your rice is nice and tender, and then adding whatever kind of veggies you have on hand. In this case, I use some frozen green beans, which are super inexpensive and really delicious. A lot of people worry about sacrificing nutrients when it comes to frozen veggies, but you may not know that your frozen veggies actually sometimes have more nutrients retained than their fresh counterparts. And that's because they're picked at the very peak of their season, which is also why they're able to be so much more affordable than fresh.
Okay, talking about affordable, a lot of people, for safety reasons and other, are shopping online for their groceries. Where does that fall financially speaking? Is that a good idea or is that like money out the window?
So I am a huge fan of shopping online, not just now during the pandemic, but of course all of the time. And the reason is because it prevents impulse buying. So we all know that supermarkets are designed for impulse buys. You go in for some milk and some eggs and you come out with six extra things. Supermarkets are designed to do that. So if you are ordering online and you're staying on track with your meal planning, you should be finding a ton of cost savings despite the delivery fees.
Sara Lynn, I have to tell you, I've been cooking for 25 days straight, and you know that chicken was never my favorite,
Amazing.
but but I have found that chicken lasts like 3 or 4 meals, which is why I've been roasting a lot of chicken. So to shake up the chicken a little bit, you have a recommendation here as a garlic and brown sugar chicken dish?
Lainey, if you were not a chicken believer before, you will definitely be after you taste this unbelievable garlic and brown sugar chicken. It has become such a hit in my house that I'm making it at least once per week. The best part is it uses ingredients you probably already have on hand. So a little butter, garlic, some brown sugar, and then some dried herbs, which can actually be a lot more inexpensive than their fresh counterparts. I'll admit, as a food enthusiast, I do love my fresh herbs. But when it comes to saving money, dried herbs pack such a punch that you only need a fraction of the amount. Now, this brown sugar chicken is cooked in a skillet first and then finished in the oven, so it's wonderfully tender. The other thing you'll notice here, I have used chicken thighs in this recipe, and that will provide a huge cost savings over chicken breast. I've let the skin on and the bone in. The less processed your chicken is, the more affordable it's going to be.
Okay, let's talk about bulk because we're trying to save money everywhere we can. And a lot of people may think
Yeah.
bulk is the place to go. What is your opinion on that?
So big box stores would have you believe that buying in bulk is always the more affordable option, but I am here to tell you that that is not necessarily the case. It's really important when you are shopping to be comparing unit prices. So when you're looking at those little tags in the supermarket, find the unit price and compare. You'll notice that bulk isn't always better. I also would say that when it comes to buying bulk, avoid any perishable foods. It doesn't matter what a good deal you got on that celery. If you're only eating, a few stalks before you have to throw it away, buying in bulk is not doing you any favors. Save your bulk shopping for non-perishables.
Okay, and lastly, you're going to show us how to stir fry power greens, right? And at the same time, you have some like supermarket tips to go along with it, with this stir fry.
Absolutely. So this is my Power Green stir fry. It's made with some ground turkey. You'll see I have it browned already. If you want to keep this even less expensive, you can do it with some pork instead. Equally delicious. Now I've just browned it off, and the secret here to getting a really inexpensive dish that you can feel super good about are these power greens. So this is basically just coleslaw mix, the kind that you buy at the veggie aisle in your supermarket. You'll notice here it's a combination of cabbage, kale, Brussels sprouts, broccoli, and a little bit of radicchio. Imagine buying all of those individually. Not only are you spending about $15 or so, but you're probably throwing a lot away. And we're going to avoid that today by just buying the pre-made stuff. Now I'm using some simple flavor enhancers in this recipe. I have got some green onion headed in here, some garlic, and some ginger. This is stuff you probably already have on hand. If you don't have green onion, go ahead. You can swap in your regular onion. You just want to give that quick saute. And then it's a matter of loading in these incredible greens. You're getting tons of nutrition, tons of great texture, tons of crunch. And we're just going to top that with a splash or two of soy sauce. If you ladies love the heat, go ahead and add a little sriracha as well. And you are off to the races. This is an amazing dinner you can feel good about. And you know what? You spent less than $12 making it. What's
Wow.
not to love?
Wow. Sara Lynn, we
Mhm.
love you and we've loved seeing you and connecting with you this way. I do look forward to the day to see you in person and to eat the food that you make in person, but it's been such a treat hooking up with you in this way. And of course, for all of Sara Lynn's tips and tricks, helping you save money, but also not compromising on flavor, check our website after the show and don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.